The lights were blazing. The crowd was buzzing. Paris was electric. On one side, PSG young, fast, fearless. On the other, Real Madrid, the old kings, masters of drama, of comebacks, of Europe itself. It was a Club World Cup semi-final, but it felt like a final. Two giants, one dream. As the players stepped onto the pitch, the tension was thick as smoke. Flags waved like sea foam. The anthem echoed like a hymn. Donnarumma stared down the field. Courtois cracked his knuckles. Mbappe smirked. Vinicius locked in. The referee checked his watch. And then the whistle blew, and the storm began. It took just 6 minutes. Dembélé pressed, like a man possessed, twisting and stretching around Asensio. A sloppy touch. A wobbling pass. Dembélé snatched it like candy from a baby and raced into the box. Courtois lunged forward, arms flailing, but missed everything. Ruiz was there, calm, ready, tapping. Goal, 1-0. The crowd exploded. Real Madrid? Frozen, stunned. Paris had struck first and fast. Barely 3 minutes later, déjà vu. This time, it was Rudiger who slipped literally. A loose pass, a wobble of the knees, and Dembélé was there again, flashing that devilish grin. He danced past the last defender like a cartoon ghost and faced Courtois one-on-one. No hesitation. A clean strike. Goal, 2-0. In just 9 minutes, Real Madrid, the masters of comebacks, were already drowning. Paris was writing a new script and it was pure chaos. Minute 24. Another PSG break. Ruiz arrived on cue. One touch. One shot. One more goal. A brace for the Spaniard. 3-0. Real Madrid looked lost. PSG, untouchable. And the night was still young. Real Madrid tried to respond, but the ball just wouldn't listen. Kvaratskhelia came close, curling a beauty inches wide. Then came Courtois twice, the hero. A double save, first on Ruiz, then on Mendes. But it was like plugging a volcano with a cork. Madrid looked shaken, panicked, lost in a storm of red and blue. The referee checked his watch. 3 extra minutes. But when that whistle blew, it felt like mercy. Halftime, PSG 3, Real Madrid 0, and the kings of Europe were on the ropes. The second half began with a flash of hope and an even faster heartbreak. Doué broke free, slotted it past Courtois, but the flag was up, offside. Madrid breathed a sigh of relief, but it didn't last. Mbappe kept probing, slicing through defenders like butter, but couldn't find the net. And then came the chaos of changes. Substitutions poured in like a marching band. Modric, Diaz, Militao back after 9 months. Barcola, Ramos, Zaire Emery, Lee Kang in. A full cast rotation. But no matter who came on, Madrid stayed stuck. Frustration boiled over. Chouameni lunged yellow card. Neves pulled a shirt another yellow. Then Carvajal, with a wild kick to Barcola's stomach, yet another booking. Madrid's rhythm was gone. Their composure evaporated. PSG, on the other hand, looked like they were gliding. Calm, confident, cruising. Minute 88. The end was near, but PSG had one last trick to play. Hakimi picked up the ball on the right. He scanned, paused, then slid a pass so perfect it could have been drawn with a ruler. And there he was, Gonçalo Ramos. He ghosted behind the defense, met the ball in stride, and slotted it home with the coolness of a cartoon cat. Goal. 4-0. Game over. But Ramos wasn't done. He turned to the crowd, lifted invisible controllers, and mimed a PlayStation celebration. An homage to Diogo Jota. A taunt. A signature. The PSG bench erupted. Luis Enrique cracked a smile. Even the Eiffel Tower might have blinked. Real Madrid could only stand and stare. Broken, beaten, buried. Paris had put on a show and Ramos had signed the final act. No added time, no miracle, no comeback. The referee looked at his watch once, twice then brought the whistle to his lips. One final breath. It was over. Paris Saint-Germain 4, Real Madrid 0. The kings of Europe had been dethroned. Not by luck, not by a last-minute goal, but by precision, power, belief. PSG didn't just win, they dominated. From the very first press to the very last pass, they controlled the story. Every attack sharper, every touch cleaner, every player locked in like notes in a symphony. Real Madrid, famous for the impossible, had no answers tonight. Their legends were quiet, their fire never caught, and while their heads dropped, Paris rise. The crowd sang louder, the players held each other tighter, and far across Europe, Chelsea watched and waited. A final is coming. One more chapter. One more chance. And this was the night they roared, and Madrid fell silent.